Studios that want to produce animated content have a lot to be excited about if they're considering 2D puppet animation. In the early days, animation was achieved by flashing a sequence of drawings to the viewer. When the drawings are shown one after another, the brain is tricked into interpreting that sequence of drawings as fluid, constant motion, even if the drawings aren't that similar. This phenomenon is known as the persistence of vision, and when executed well, has a hypnotic effect on the viewer. Well, as mesmerizing as it is, traditional animation requires a bunch of original drawings to make a character look like he's moving, whether he's just sliding across the screen or if he were spinning and twirling in dimensional space. Well, 2D animation is a highly appealing art form, but it is incredibly time-consuming and expensive to produce. So much so that in 2009, after The Princess and the Frog was released, the Walt Disney feature film division swore off 2D animation forever. This beautiful form of artwork almost died as fewer and fewer studios told stories this way. But thanks to animation software like Toon Boom and Adobe Animate, tradigital animation has innovated into a new type of animation called puppet animation. And as a result, a multitude of animation studios around the world still produce 2D animation. Some very well-known projects are The Wildcrats and My Little Pony, just to name two. So wait, what is puppet animation? So 2D animation software makes it easier to reuse artwork and manipulate parts of the character to make it move, much like how you would pose and move a paper doll. Animation is created by a series of moments or snapshots called keyframes. In 2D animation, the keyframes are created by artwork, or drawings. In 3D animation, the keyframes are created by posing a model and recording it with the software. Stop-motion animation is similar in that keyframes are created by posing a physical figure, which is recorded by an actual camera. And 2D puppet animation is a blend of all three methods. Instead of a physical figure or a digital model, a 2D puppet is manipulated and posed. Then, a keyframe is recorded by the animation software. An animator repeats the steps of posing the character and setting a keyframe, moving along to another point in the timeline, and then posing the character again. This process creates more and more keyframes, which become snapshots of an animation sequence. 3 reasons to be excited about 2D puppet animation. Reason number 1. Puppet animation is cheaper, better, and faster than traditional or 3D animation. Uh-oh, I'm going to get in trouble for this. And no matter what method you use, animation is a time-consuming process. There's no getting around that. However, 2D puppet animation can be cheaper, better, and faster than other animation methods because the animator is more of a puppeteer than an artist, like in 2D, or a software user, like in 3D. 2D puppet animation is faster than traditional animation because far less time is spent on the artwork. And while 2D animation shares a lot with the 3D process, animating with a 2D puppet can be much faster than animating with a 3D model because a 3D model requires many more inputs in order to pose and animate the character. So I would argue that when done well, puppet animation is a sweet spot of cost effectiveness, speed, and visual appeal that's really worth getting excited about. Reason number 2. 2D puppet animation can make it faster to grow an animation team. Hiring or outsourcing highly talented people is both time-consuming and costly. Because posing a 2D puppet is natural and intuitive, the potential talent pool is huge because less special skill is needed. One of the best parts of 2D puppet animation is that no artistic abilities are needed in order to animate. A 2D animator doesn't need to know how to draw or illustrate because once the puppet is created and set up, all of the artwork needed to make it sing and dance and come to life has already been done. Reason number 3. Transferring the technical and artistic knowledge needed for puppet animation is simple and straightforward. The amount of knowledge that a new animator is responsible for is considerably smaller than what's involved with traditional animation or 3D animation. Even though 3D animation is also created by means of manipulating a digital doll, the amount of technical information that's needed to do that is pretty deep. There's also much more to the 3D animation workflow than animation, such as lighting, particle systems, hair and clothing systems, and not to mention the entire modeling and texturing process. In conclusion, 2D puppet animation is a fantastic form of animation that is highly appealing, cost-effective to produce, and readily accessible to new talent. Studios that want to produce animated content have a lot to be excited about with 2D puppet animation. Thanks for checking this out.